afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. We made it.
It's Friday. The sun is out and a nice weekend is ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to the weather in just a minute. But half of Wisconsinites of legal age live less than 75-minute drive from a legal marijuana dispensary. So where does this leave the future of legalization in Wisconsin?
Officials in Ohio are once again telling residents who live near the train derailment site in East Palestine that the air and water are safe, but many residents remain uncertain of that. And a Madison community pop-up shop supporting dozens of black businesses this weekend. We'll talk to the organizers behind the event, Minding My Black-Owned Business. Great idea. Let's take a look outside. A good day to clean up. Nice fluffy snow. No problem for the snow blowers. Another quiet and mild weekend. Greg's in the backyard. Perfect timing for the weekend.
Yeah, once again, kind of a repeat of last week. Bad Thursday, cold Friday, mild weekend. So kind of the same story. So yeah, we are looking really good outside right now. Skies are just not a cloud. Once again, kind of like Friday. Satellite, visible satellite, there's no clouds. Very few serious to the north. You can see the snowpack underneath there and then stretches across southwestern Wisconsin. But up to the north, they still don't have snow up towards La Crosse. That's where the bare ground you can kind of see on satellite. That's reflected on the snow depth where we have that swath of area from Des Moines up to Chicago and then much more snow further north, as you can see up towards the Dakotas. Overall, temperatures have been cold today just because of the north wind and the snow cover. So really 20s, mid-20s. Right now, we should be averaging about 31, 32. Overall in Dane County, it's 26 in Sauk City, down to 22 in Edgerton. Basically, where you have a little thicker snowpack, you're going to be a little bit colder today. Out to the west, not much going on. A few systems, one to the north, one to the south. They're not going to provide much in the way of just cloud cover as we track those through the area. Otherwise, you notice those temperatures out west too, much warmer than we've seen for the basically for the last 24 hours, and that's reflective right there. 20 to 30 degrees warmer in the plains to northern plains, so that's a sign of what's going to be coming our way here very soon. So I'll break down exactly how much we could melt of the snow here and what you might want to look up to the night sky. There might be something there later tonight, a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, poor Frosty. Yeah. He'll be back again one day. All right, Greg, thank you. Half of Wisconsinites age 21 or older live less than a 75-minute drive from a legal marijuana dispensary. That's according to a new study from the Wisconsin Policy Forum. With
Minnesota seemingly ready to legalize recreational marijuana this year, it could soon be even more accessible to Wisconsinites. So where does this leave the future of marijuana legalization in Wisconsin?
Our Braden Ross asked lawmakers that question today and joins us with the response. Braden?
Mark and Susan, take a look at this map. The areas in color show where Wisconsinites are less than 75 minutes by car away from a dispensary, and soon this map could be even more colorful. Governor Evers included recreational marijuana legalization in his 2023 budget announced this week, but it's something that Republicans have consistently shot down in the past. But Senate Minority Leader Melissa Agard hopes changing marijuana landscape in the Midwest could mean legalization in Wisconsin is on the horizon.
When you go to Illinois or Michigan, the cars in the parking lots are overwhelmingly Wisconsin. People are willing to drive for an hour or more and spend their hard-earned money in another state in order to have access to legal cannabis.
With Republicans in control of the legislature, the governor's latest attempt at recreational legalization is again unlikely to pass. But Republican legislatures do seem to be warming up to the idea, especially in the Senate. The legislature will finalize the budget this summer. If marijuana legalization doesn't pass that way, Agard says she'll reintroduce her own bill.
All right, Braden, thank you. Interesting. If you still need to register to vote in the spring primary election, today is your last day, in the last few hours, that is. Before you can do so before February 21st. Voters can register at in-person absentee voting locations today, but registration is not available on the Saturday, Sunday, or Monday before an election. That's per state law. You can check your registration status on the My Vote Wisconsin website. You can also find out what will be on your ballot when you enter your home address into the My Vote Wisconsin What's on My Ballot tool.
And this comes amid a busy season in Wisconsin politics. Voters will head to the polls on Tuesday next week to cast their ballot in the primary for state Supreme Court. Sunday morning at 10:30 on For the Record, we'll hear from the candidates and the stakeholders to learn just how important this election is. And we'll also hear from voters, asking them what some of the issues front of mind are for them.
Immigration, stuff like that is like an important topic, like at least in my culture and my family. So that's something I look into whenever these elections come in.
Students, obviously there's those big national issues of reproductive rights and questions over fairness of elections or just like voting rights in general.
You can watch For the Record this Sunday morning at 10:30.
Well, just 3 weeks after the nation saw the disturbing footage of Tyre Nichols' violent arrest, the 5 former Memphis police officers involved pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder and other charges. The family of Tyre Nichols addressed the media moments after the 5 former Memphis officers accused of killing him made their first court appearance. The officers looked straight ahead as they pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder and other charges. The 29-year-old died in a hospital just 3 days after being pulled over and brutally beaten by the black officers in an incident caught on camera.
When you look at the video, there was no dignity there. Who Tyre was what you saw in that video. While everybody else was escalating it, using excessive force, Tyre was de-escalating, trying to do everything in his power to remain calm.
An attorney for one of the officers charged previewed his defense. The 5 officers involved in Nichols' death are all out on bond and are due back in court in May. We are more than halfway through Black History Month.
If you're looking for something to do this weekend, a Madison community pop-up shop supporting dozens of black businesses might be the way to go.
Fahil Moladin spoke with the organizers behind the event, Minding My Black-Owned Businesses, and she joins us now with the details. Fahil?
Well, the event is something leaders at the Elver Park Neighborhood Center have been planning for months, and tomorrow it all comes together. Staff were finishing up setup this afternoon to welcome more than 35 local black and brown business owners of all ages, the youngest just 6 years old. Center Community Engagement Specialist Tequila Harper says it's a great way to not only highlight the talents in the community, but bring people together.
We want to bring the community in ways that it's not just like open gym or coming to get a meal. It's like coming to see like that our space is open, what we have to offer them, and maybe, you know, people can use our space to do something similar.
Organizers say it's also a great opportunity for black entrepreneurs to network and help one another move their businesses forward, a way to reinvest in the community. And for attendees, there will be gift cards raffled out over every half hour. Now, if you want to see what these vendors have to offer, Minding My Black-Owned Business will run from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow at the Elver Park Neighborhood Center.
All right, Gil, thank you very much. Officials in Ohio are once again telling residents who live near the train derailment site in East Palestine that the air and water are safe, but many residents remain uncertain of that.
Roxana Saberi has the latest.
This is disaster nightmare, something you watch on TV.
Tracy Hoffman had no idea that when the train derailed just 0.2 of a mile from her home, it would spew toxic chemicals. She fears her water and air are now contaminated and has joined one of several class action lawsuits against Norfolk Southern.
You're showering here?
Yes, I am.
You're washing your clothes?
Yes.
Are you drinking the water?
No.
Thursday, the EPA administrator visited the area and assured residents the water is safe to drink. Friday, Ohio's governor delivered the same message.
The testing results from East Palestine's municipal water source have come back, and the results are that drinking water, testing those 5 wells that go into the community system, those 5 wells have all come back clean.
And the governor promised to hold rail operator Norfolk Southern accountable.
Whatever damages have been caused, the railroad is responsible for those damages.
In a statement to the community yesterday, the company said it will stay here for as long as it takes to ensure your safety and to help East Palestine recover. It's been cutting $1,000 inconvenience checks for residents.
Is $1,000 enough?
Probably not.
Michael and Cassidy Bayless and their 18-month-old son Aaron were among the hundreds of residents yesterday lining up to collect their money.
We walked in our house and everything literally started burning. Our throats, our noses.
They live just outside the evacuation zone.
How worried are you about your kids?
Yeah.
If I had the money to move away, I would.
For now, the residents of East Palestine just want answers, especially from Norfolk Southern, the company they say upended their lives.
It's been don't ask questions.
That's the way you feel?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm pretty peace, love, and joy. and it's not there now.
Roxana Saberi, CBS News, Youngstown, Ohio.
And Norfolk Southern's problems are growing. Just yesterday, another one of the company's trains derailed, this time outside of Detroit.
One of the train cars was carrying a hazardous material, liquid chlorine, but that car was not overturned and there were no leaks or spills. The U.S. military says it has concluded the recovery operation of the Chinese spy balloon off the coast of South Carolina. The balloon and 3 other objects were shot down in the last 2 weeks. President Biden has directed a team to develop sharper protocols for when to shoot down unidentified objects in the sky. The rules will be classified and shared with Congress, but may not be released to the public.
Well, Valentine's Day may be over, but Wanakee 5th and 6th graders are still spreading the love, even from across the world. When Wanakee students found out about the need for school supplies in Venezuela, they gathered donations to send 7 boxes of supplies there last year. Well, this year they're working to make an even bigger impact. They're calling the project Sending a Little Love to Venezuela Students. Tonight at 6, you'll hear from those students and find out how you can help.
Very nice.
Yeah, it is. We're hearing more and more about lithium batteries exploding and catching fire.
When we come back, we'll find out what precautions you need to take and what you should do if a fire breaks out. That's when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
This President's Day, we're throwing a 5-star celebration at Bob's Discount Furniture. I've got on-trend styles. Unbeatable prices. Because the stars have aligned at Bob's.
Ready to feel what it's like when you can do more with less asthma? It's possible with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Are you in? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Patio doors, patio doors. Scott the window guy can do patio doors. Scott the window guy can do patio doors.
We do patio doors at scottthewindowguy.com.
Hold up. I'll be right there. It's about time.
Get personalized support. Call the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
At Lawton Cates, we connect you with top medical specialists after a serious injury. We hold the insurance company responsible for your lost wages and hospital bills, and we won't accept anything less than what you deserve. Your life counts. Lawton Cates.
Madison liberals are trying to take over the Wisconsin Supreme Court. That's why we need to elect conservative Justice Dan Kelly. Dan Kelly has a proven record of protecting our freedoms and cast the deciding vote to end the COVID lockdowns of our schools and businesses. Sheriffs across Wisconsin have endorsed Dan Kelly because he has a record of enforcing the law. On February 21st, vote conservative Justice Dan Kelly for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Fair Courts America paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising.
This President's Day, people are buzzing about my highly rated bedrooms, like my Tremont Queen bedroom set, my romantic Scarlet collection. Go glam with Diva 2. See what all the buzz is about this President's Day weekend at Bob's.
Welcome back. He's famous for his roles in dozens of movies over several decades.
Now the family of actor Bruce Willis has announced he's taking on a new role to bring global attention to a debilitating disease. The 67-year-old Willis has been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. It's a disorder affecting between 50 to 60,000 people in the U.S. It affects a person's personality, behavior, language, and movement. At this moment, there are no approved treatments and there is no cure.
Speech therapy or cognitive therapy is often helpful if they're having problems functioning and engaging in their activities of daily living, the things that they do every day. Oftentimes occupational or physical therapy is helpful.
Early detection is important. See a doctor if you notice issues with speech, functional problems, or personality changes. The Alzheimer's Association has more information on all forms of dementia and resources on its website. It's alz.org.
Well, a new study has found that some breast cancer patients may be able to skip radiation therapy after surgery. Researchers say that for women ages 65 and older, bypassing radiation after surgery for small hormone-positive breast cancer tumors does not appear to affect their overall survival rate, providing they receive 5 years of hormone therapy instead. The data found that the overall survival rate was nearly identical for those with radiation therapy and those without it, and just over 80% for both groups in the U.S. A quarter of all breast cancer diagnoses in the U.S. are women ages 65 to 74. Soaring energy costs could force 141 million people into extreme poverty worldwide.
That's according to a new report published this week. Researchers from the Netherlands, the UK, China, and the US looked at the impacts of increased energy prices in 116 countries. They found on average, household spending increased nearly 5% since Russia's war in Ukraine began. Many countries have provided subsidies, discounts, and price caps to try to reduce the impact of rising prices, but the report suggests countries can do a lot more to reduce prices.
Stocks closed mixed on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials gained 129 points, ending the week at 33,826. The Nasdaq lost 68 points. The S&P 500 was off 11. Well, it's an exploding problem, literally, across the country. Fires sparked by lithium batteries.
It happened just today, as a matter of fact, on the UW-Madison campus. Smith Hall dorm was briefly evacuated after a battery pack ignited in a student's backpack.
When the batteries fail or overheat, they can spark a fast-spreading fire that's extremely difficult to extinguish. So what should you do if it happens to you? Lieutenant Jared Smith from the Madison Fire Department joins us. Jared, Lieutenant, thanks for being with us today.
Nice to see you.
So we're talking about batteries in phones and laptops and dozens of things.
They're ubiquitous now.
They're kind of all over the place now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so what's the problem?
Well, the problem is when these become damaged or overcharged or overheated, they can start kind of their own chain reaction of starting a fire or just causing off-gassing, things like that are toxic gases that are also flammable. So the biggest thing is storing them and overcharging them in homes and garages.
If they do spark a fire, why are they so difficult to extinguish? You can't put water on a lithium battery fire, or can you?
You can put water on a lithium battery fire, not necessarily just a plain lithium fire. They're totally different things. But the lithium battery fires, what they do is they produce so much heat, it takes so much water to extinguish them, and they kind of perpetuate their own chain reaction and just keep going until all of the energy and material is used up for burning.
So what do you do? How do you put the fire out?
Well, there's different things that we can do. So we can, if we as the fire service can safely move them outside, we'll get them to a contained area outside and just continue to douse them until that thermal chain reaction is over. Until then, it's just a matter of putting water on it and, keep going with water.
You can't smother it or anything? Or, I mean, if it happens in your house and you're waiting for the fire department to get there.
Right, so there are certain flame retardant blankets that you can put over them, and some auto manufacturers have some that you can drape over the entire car. They don't smother the fire per se, they can continue to burn because they kind of produce their own oxygen and everything that they need to keep going. So they're difficult to smother. The best thing you can do is to cool them down.
A lot of water.
A lot of water.
So what's your advice for people watching now on their devices at home?
Well, number one, don't charge them unattended. So if you're going to charge your laptop, Chromebook, e-bikes, things like that, don't plug them in when you go to work and leave for the day. What you want to do is you want to kind of be there to monitor them. If they start making noise, start smelling, if the battery pack itself looks distorted or damaged, that's a good sign to unplug it and get it out of your home. You want to plug it directly into an outlet, not through like an extension cord, things like that. You can also...
I just got a new laptop and I was setting it up and it suggested you limit the charging to 80%. That actually saves the battery as well. So it's not going to overcharge. It'll stop charging at 80%.
Yeah, and if you can get by with that 80%, that for sure is a good thing to do. Because a lot of these fires start from overcharging.
What if you have like an e-bike and you're charging it overnight in your garage? You don't recommend that. You want to be physically present anytime you're charging these things?
Correct, yes. And if you're able to charge the e-bike even outside, out of doors, where there's no combustible materials around, that's safer yet.
All right, and plug the phone in when I get home and unplug it when I go to bed.
It's a lot to think about.
Jared, thanks for being with us today. Great information, important information.
See you. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
Well, still to come at 4, we'll meet a comedian whose goal is to make people feel good.
We'll meet him coming up after Greg's First Warn Weekend Forecast.
Ashley Home Store's President's Day Weekend Mattress Blowout event is here. Save up to 75% on mattress doorbusters from the top brands while they last. Or save big on Tempur-Pedic and Purple adjustable mattress sets. Only at Wisconsin's #1 mattress retailer, Ashley Home Store.
Do you feel stuck living in a cold and drafty home? Well, there's a better solution than just turning up the heat. Because heating your home is by far the most expensive part of your energy bills. At USA Insulation, we fix cold homes. Most houses are built with builder's grade insulation. So when we fill your walls with our high efficiency foam, your house stays warm without turning up the heat, which saves you a lot of money. So call now and save up to 30% with the brand new energy credit.
USA Insulation.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WISC-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
After violence turned Waukesha's Christmas parade into tragedy, Judge Jennifer Dorough ensured justice was served, maintaining order, protecting the rights of victims. Her Grace Under Fire won praise nationally. Now Judge Jennifer Dorough is ready to serve on the Supreme Court. Wife, mother, prosecutor. Judge Doroug's life's work is keeping Wisconsin families safe. It's no surprise Judge Dorough is law enforcement's choice. The tested judicial leader, Judge Jennifer Dorough for Supreme Court.
Join the Circle of Life at the Lion King. Experience the world's #1 musical. Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Coming to Overture Center May 11th through 28th. Tickets on sale now at overture.org.
Ashley Home Store's President's Day Weekend Blowout is here. This Saturday through Monday, get the very best deals of the season on our furniture doorbusters for your living room, dining room, and bedroom, now up to 60% off. This weekend only at Ashley Home Store.
Well, take a look at this. Better late than never. This letter finally arrived more than 100 years after it was written. Finley Glenn says the envelope arrived at his place in London imprinted with what he thought was the year 2016. But then he noticed the stamp featured King George and realized the letter was much older, sent in February of 1916. It contained a letter written by the daughter of a tea merchant. She writes about suffering from a heavy cold during a family vacation in Bath. What happened during the 100 years the post was written? Well, even the Royal Mail says that's a mystery.
Wow, can you imagine getting that in your mailbox?
Just shows up.
Yeah.
It's called snail mail.
Yeah, that's right.
That's beyond snail mail.
Yeah.
Well, here's a little reminder to treat others as you'd like to be treated.
That's right. February 17th. Today is National Random Acts of Kindness Day. It's a day anyone and everyone can celebrate. It just requires doing something nice for someone else.
You should do that every day,
Yeah,
right?
that's right, and not expect anything back in return. That's very nice.
There it is. Speaking of nice, the weather
I
this
did
week-
my nice. I'm done.
You got a sunny forecast.
Yeah, you did.
Exactly. I wish I could. But yeah, it's sunny. Nice weekend. But unfortunately, I just hate to break news. But next week, we might have some changes. But enjoy the forecast for the week, and I'll break it all down after the break.
At Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
A lot of new dry eye patients in my office tell me about their frequent dry eyes, which may point to dry eye disease. Millions of Americans were estimated to have it. They also tell me they've tried artificial tears again and again, but the relief is temporary. Xiidra can provide lasting relief. Xiidra treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease.
Don't use if allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort or blurred vision when applied, and unusual taste sensation.
Why wait? Ask your eye doctor about a 90-day prescription for Xiidra today.
Do you want to create your dream home? Then you should attend the Madison Build, Remodel, and Landscape Show, where admission is free this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only at the Monona Terrace Convention Center. Make contacts, hire contractors, explore the best in kitchens, baths, and custom remodeling, windows, doors, and room additions. Whatever improvements your home needs, you'll find solutions at the Build, Remodel, and Landscape Show. Free admission this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only at the Monona Terrace Convention Center.
After violence turned Waukesha's Christmas parade into tragedy, Judge Jennifer Doro ensured justice was served, maintaining order, protecting the rights of victims. Her grace under fire won praise nationally. Now Judge Jennifer Doro is ready to serve on the Supreme Court. Wife, mother, prosecutor. Judge Doro's life's work is keeping Wisconsin families safe. It's no surprise Judge Doro is law enforcement's choice. The tested judicial leader, Judge Jennifer Doro for Supreme Court.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is here 24 hours a day.
7 days a week for all your residential and commercial plumbing services.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, we've got you covered.
Visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Pick and Save, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Since we got clear skies tonight, there might be something tonight you might be able to view, since we had a sunspot actually eject a flare, and we have storming that could produce some aurora tonight. Last night it was in Montana, southern Canada, but this time it could be a little bit stronger. So tonight, something to look at the horizon. I think it could get all the way down to maybe the 55-degree latitude, which is going to put it down in southern Wisconsin. You could see it further north, something to mean you can keep an eye on. The further north you go, the higher elevation you go, something to keep in mind of. Like I said, we don't know if it's going to really materialize quite yet, but we definitely have the probability is pretty good, and we have the clear skies, which you need, and it's nighttime too. So something to keep in mind of if you're out and about tonight, because we'd have a rare opportunity to see some of this if you haven't seen the auroras before. And it looks like the clicker is dead here, so hold on a second. And there we go. There we go. All right, now that's going to go ahead. Snowfall, like I said, we had 3.4 at the airport yesterday, so overall we're doing fairly well for the month. We're actually above average, and for going back till July, we're actually doing quite well too. For a lot of the areas, saw 3 to 4 inches, 5 inches. You get closer to Milwaukee, it was a little bit higher than that. But if you think we've had a lot of snow, it's not that much actually. Going back to 2019, this map actually shows you how much snow we've kind of lacked since that time. The brown is quite a bit less, so you got to go back to almost to 2011, 2008 when we had some really good winters. So although we've had more snow this winter, we're still kind of lacking for the last couple of years too. The good news, like I said, this system is pushed off. We got a system to the north, one further west. That's not going to do too much other than cloud cover and the high pressure overhead. So that's what we're looking at for right now. As we time everything out, that little system's going to dig south. Just increase the winds tonight, so you'll see more winds tonight. Warmer temperatures tomorrow ahead of it. And then this system that's going to push out into the plains will actually help to produce more cloud cover, but also increase the winds coming through to Saturday and Saturday night and Sunday. And then Sunday, we might have a weak little front that may come down. Other than providing some cloud cover, some wind, it's really not going to do too much. But the thing is, you notice that the temperatures will stay fairly warm with this pattern. For tonight, like I said, we'll decrease a little bit this evening, but then we'll see temperatures start to rise back up with the winds increasing. So we'll be sitting still at about 20 degrees after midnight. And when you wake up, we should be in the low mid-20s. We'll start seeing some cloud cover come in by that time frame. And then tomorrow, as we're starting off warmer, we're going to end warmer too with more or less high clouds. We'll see those temperatures really get up into the 40s. Where you don't have snow cover, low to mid 40s, where you have more of a snowpack on the ground, it'll struggle to get to 40, but I still think most areas will get there. We'll see warmer conditions Saturday night because we're going to have stronger winds out of the south pick up, so we may not even get to below freezing as you go into Sunday morning, which means we're set up for a nice, actually, Sunday with 43 degrees for a high once again. President's Day looks actually pretty good with upper 30s temperature-wise and a few flurries, and then the quietness ends and the mess begins, as we say, coming to Wednesday, Thursday, which could be a whole bag of stuff from rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow, depending on this track. It's a wet system, but there could be a lot of impacts and wind with it too. So
same pattern as the last 2 weeks.
Stay tuned. I think right now I would say we're probably going to see more freezing rain, sleet down here, and more snow central Wisconsin. But if it shifts, we get more snow. But either way, it's going to be a mess.
And Election Day on Tuesday looks pretty good.
It's going to be fine, yeah.
That's
This is going to be our Tuesday night to Wednesday, and then Friday looks good again.
All right, keep us posted.
Yep.
Thanks, Greg.
Well, comedians are known for their quick wit and ability to make us laugh, but few of them are famous for dishing out compliments.
Ian Lee is in London with the British funny man who takes his act right onto Main Street.
Madam, your hair looks divine.
Comedian Troy Hawk is easy to notice.
You've still lost your husband. What's his name? David!
But it's what he says that'll stay with you.
You look wonderful.
He made my day, so it was nice to bump into him.
In his purple smoking jacket, Britain's king of compliments graces the outside of random stores, enticing people in.
I'm the biggest fan of this shop. We sell literally everything. The Swiss Army knife from shops.
Hawk, whose real name is Milo McCabe, tries to improve the customer experience.
I'm very much enjoying your animal print scarf, madam.
With simple acts of kindness.
A compliment is like a free drug that gets both of us high. What's your name?
And tens of millions of people are hooked, with his videos going viral across social media.
Do you want to join me for a picture? Wherever you like, madam. I like your energy.
He's even taken his unsolicited shtick stateside.
Hello, sir. You look like a man on his way into Home Depot. Allow me to get the door for you.
Is there a difference between people you greet in the UK versus the United States?
Absolutely. In the US, you give somebody a compliment. And sometimes they'd agree, they'd accept. And sometimes they'd even add one of their own. And I think that's probably the way to go.
All right. Pay me a compliment then.
You have wonderful cobalt eyes. You're a wonderful listener. And even though you are uncomfortable with the level of attention I've directed straight in your eyes, you've held my gaze.
You're making me blush.
Have I nailed him or what?
And maybe that's the point. Saying something nice just because you can.
Your cheeks are pinched with cold, but you're still smiling. I like that.
Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
It is.
That is spectacular.
Love that. I love it.
Troy Hawk will be bringing his act back to the U.S. this fall with a stop in New York. And coming up next here on Live at 4, the subject of a new movie that opened today was a rebel and a misfit who became one of the world's most famous writers.
And then coming up next hour at 5, political reporter Will Keneally has another reality check for us. Will does some fact-checking on the claims being made in an ad for the state Supreme Court. That's coming up tonight at 5.
It's the A1 Furniture and Mattress Instant Cashback Event. Save up to 40% off store-wide. Plus, get $50 instant cashback on every $500 you spend. Take advantage of 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Try it before you buy it at A1 Furniture.
We depend on judges to keep our families safe. But Jennifer Doro has a long history of keeping criminals, even sexual predators, out of prison. As a judge, Doro lets criminals off easy so often, a fellow judge questioned her soft treatment of convicted criminals. She even gave a convicted domestic abuser 2 days to report to prison, time he used to violently assault his own family members. Jennifer Doro lets criminals off the hook, and that has no place on our Supreme Court.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place. I'm excited to tell you about our new Wild Theory CBD products that will get you high fives from everyone you know. Wild Theory's new groundbreaking formula has higher levels of the good stuff, and it packs surprising results. Is it legal in Wisconsin? Of course! Is it potent? You bet. Will you love it? I'm sure of it. Stop by one of our Madison locations or visit findyourhealthyplace.com, type in high five, and our website will hook you up.
Some numbers simply have more meaning than others. After an accident, there's one critical number. The number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish & Rotier's numbers really add up. With over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. Trust Habish Personal Injury Attorneys to get the number that's right for you. Call now.
All right, team. We got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint. For certain.
Get instant cash back on every mattress purchase over $500 only at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off top name brand mattresses. Plus, get instant cash back and 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Try it before you buy it at A1 Furniture.
New at 5, Madison honors Black-owned businesses. Products from local shops will be on display. We'll preview the unique and innovative creations of the city.
Temperatures will be milder than normal this weekend as we start to melt off some of yesterday's snowfall. Colder weather later next week could lead to some midweek snow and freezing rain. I'll let you know how warm it'll get this weekend at 5.
And ahead at 6, a reality check in the race for Supreme Court. Will Keneally analyzes candidate Janet Protasiewicz's ad on abortion. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up in Long Beach, California.
Isn't that beautiful? It's the Lion Lighthouse. Look at the walking path.
Yeah,
there.
well, it was built as a tourist attraction in 2000. So
Beautiful.
what's the temp there?
67 degrees. Perfect.
Perfect. Well, the subject of a new movie that opened today was a rebel and a misfit who became one of the world's most famous and provocative writers.
David Daniel has a preview of the movie Emily.
Emily, how did you write Wuthering Heights?
Shall we begin?
Emma Mackey plays the young Emily Bronte in Emily, a reimagining of the author's coming of age.
A lot of the stories we have of her are sort of secondhand, so it's quite hard to pin her down, which is good, but it just means, there's a lot more freedom.
You know they call you the strange one.
Everyone's strange if you look at them for long enough.
It's a good challenge, and there was a lot to get my teeth stuck into, and I enjoyed all the research. I enjoyed reading all the books and watching all of the films and the documentaries I could get my hands on.
Emily is the writing and directing debut of actress Frances O'Connor, who read and loved Wuthering Heights as a teenager and became fascinated by Bronte.
There was something in that book, the atmosphere and these rebellious characters who did what they want and this wild landscape. It just really appealed to me. I felt like a lot of what she represented for me would make an interesting story. And also was something that I thought maybe there'd be other women, other people who felt the same way as I did.
Freedom in thought!
Freedom in thought!
Come on! Freedom in thought!
Freedom in thought!
I thought Frances had written such a fascinating script. It was sort of an ode to her imagination and her creativity, and a book that is still, to this day, so widely regarded, highly regarded.
What do you want to do?
Do you think I could be a writer? I have lots of stories.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
We'll find out what Will Loper thinks on Monday. Up next, we're hitting the road with Harvey Briggs.
We're checking out the 2023 Toyota Sequoia, redesigned for the first time in 14 years. Harvey will join us when Live at 4 continues.
Let the design team at Wanakee Furniture ETC help you find your inspiration and transform your room. Every style, every budget, our creativity, passion, and expertise will help you design your dream space.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Like our $9.99 XLNY pizza. It's everything you'd expect from a classic New York-style pizza, hot and fresh out of your oven. Order now at papamurphys.com.
Don't delay. The Brothers Maine President's Day sale is happening now. Shop local and save with tremendous deals on Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Amana appliances. We have the area's largest selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
Madison liberals are trying to take over the Wisconsin Supreme Court. That's why we need to elect conservative Justice Dan Kelly. Dan Kelly has a proven record of protecting our freedoms and cast the deciding vote to end the COVID lockdowns of our schools and businesses. Sheriffs across Wisconsin have endorsed Dan Kelly because he has a record of enforcing the law. On February 21st, vote conservative Justice Dan Kelly for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Fair Courts America paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Race to savings on stylish solutions for every room with window treatments at Menards. Get window images, room darkening vinyl and aluminum blinds, faux wood blinds, and cellular shades trimmed to width for free. Get room darkening cordless vinyl blinds for $12.99. Meet all your flooring needs with Tarkat. Invitation laminate flooring is a quick and easy way to update your home. It's durable, stain and fade resistant, and on sale for only $139 a square foot.
Save big money at Menards. We so amazing.
The stylish Chevy Equinox RS. And Chevy Blazer RS.
So captivating.
You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer. The RS family of Chevy SUVs, definitely worth a follow. Well-qualified buyers get 2.99% financing on all Equinox models, or get $1,000 cash allowance on all 2023 Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $750 cash allowance.
Eyes require a certain kind of care. As a family-owned optical company for over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision knows firsthand just how important your eyes are. That's why our doctors and staff are highly skilled and passionate in their roles. It's why our centers offer a large selection of eyewear suitable for all lifestyles, and it's why our lens lab is state-of-the-art, conveniently located right here in Wisconsin. Ask about $100 off a complete pair, frame and lenses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Rest comfortably with brands you can trust at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Create a unique and stylish room with made-in-the-USA products from companies like Smith Brothers of Bern. Select from a wide variety of sofas at a great price.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Yeah, the weather's cooperating right now. Unfortunately, we do have a crash on the Beltway down near Monona Drive. It actually occurred about 30 minutes ago. Left lane was blocked on the east side, and it's now actually stretched all the way further west than it was about 15 minutes ago. So if you're down in that area, probably best to avoid. Otherwise, if we zoom out to the west, we're still looking good. There's no issues to speak up to Mount Horeb. Up to the north, we're still looking good for the interstate up to the Dalles and then down to Janesville. Everything's actually looking good too. Only thing you're going to have to fight probably tonight is just the glare off the sun until it sets. Otherwise, temperatures should actually warm up this evening. Overnight, we'll see temperatures actually rise up into the 20s. So when you wake up tomorrow, it should be the low to mid 20s and setting out for a really good day and weekend and President's Day, you guys.
Sounds great, Greg. Thank you. Sotheby's is auctioning off the oldest and most complete Hebrew Bible ever discovered. The Codex Sassoon was written in the late 9th to early 10th century. Composed of 24 books, the Hebrew Bible makes up the foundation for Judaism as well as Christianity, in which these texts are referred to as the Old Testament. The book is said to be in astounding condition. Coming to auction for the first time in more than 30 years, the book expected to fetch between $30 and $50 million when it's auctioned off in May.
Seems kind of priceless, doesn't it?
You'd think so.
Yeah.
Well, growing only in a narrow 60-mile band on the western slopes of the Sierra Nevada mountain range in California, the sequoia is the largest tree in the world.
And one of the largest SUVs in the world is the Toyota Sequoia. After 14 years, the Sequoia has turned a new leaf and is finally redesigned for 2023.
Let's check out the 2023 Toyota Sequoia as we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs. We're walking through 2 zip codes on this thing.
This is a big vehicle, Mark. And it should be, because it's named after one of the biggest living things on the planet. All new for 23, the Toyota Sequoia. This is a full-size, body-on-frame SUV, so it's very traditional.
Gone is the V8 of old. Instead, all Sequoias now come with a turbocharged V6 hybrid powertrain, which improves the mileage. Sort of. The mileage on this?
19 around town, 22 on the highway. And that's
not towing anything.
No, that's just your standard mileage for this vehicle.
One would think a hybrid would get better mileage than that. One would be wrong.
They use the electric motor and the battery to really enhance the torque and power output. So you can tow, on the base version of this vehicle, you can tow 9,500 pounds of trailer.
And you're going to need to pull a trailer, because if you load up the family for a vacation, there is simply no room for luggage in the back. And speaking of no room, the third row is kids only.
The question is, how useful is that third row? Shall we give it a shot?
Go ahead. Be my guest.
All right.
You're 6'3"? Using a crowbar, we extracted Harvey from the back seat to check out the business end up front. So that's the hybrid.
That's for the hybrid system that controls all the battery power coming in. Then you have a twin turbo V6 under here. It's 437 horsepower, 586 pound-feet of torque, and that allows you to tow a lot of stuff.
And you need that power, because this weighs what?
6,100 pounds in this trim, so 3 tons of fun, Mark.
And tons of money as well. Our all-wheel drive Capstone Hybrid in Windchill Pearl, stickers for $80,900 with destination and a built-in dash cam. It's full of high-tech gear, state-of-the-art navigation, even built-in Google.
I could go, hey, Toyota.
What do you want to do?
What's the forecast for Madison for the next couple of days?
It is cloudy in Madison, Wisconsin, and it feels like 36 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's a rough ride.
It's a truck, Mark. Ford Expedition, which is built off the F-150, or the Chevy Suburban, which is built off the Chevy Silverado. These are sort of the original SUVs, when people thought about them. It's a truck.
This thing just rumbles along, doesn't it?
It does. It makes a lot more noise than I would have expected for a vehicle that purports to be luxury. This is
not a
handling.
It's not a handling car. It's a lot to handle. Put it that way.
It's a handful.
We have too much fun on this.
It definitely makes a statement.
Harvey is here now. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is, and that whole category is like that, though. I mean, the base price of that starts above what a Suburban or even Expedition does, but when you get to those top of the line trips, the Suburban will actually cost more than $80,000.
And a capstone is?
Capstone is the stone at the top of an arch. So that's so sort of it's the pinnacle, shall we say, of the line. And, I mean, it's a really nice vehicle for what it is, but it really fails in third row legroom and also luggage space behind
there's
that third
none.
row. There really
it's
isn't
this much.
Yeah, there really isn't much there, which is kind of a problem if you're a big family and you buy a vehicle like that to go on road trips.
It wouldn't fit in my garage.
That's a good, I don't think mine. Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought of that.
Yeah, it's made for a newer home. Yeah.
One of those three garage door things. You'd look good in it, I think. In that pearl.
Especially that wind-chill pearl.
Yeah.
All right, Harvey, thank you.
Thank you.
Go to ridesanddrives.com for more reviews on this and all the cars we drive, and we'll be right back with a final check of your forecast.
I'm voting for Judge Janet Protasewicz for Supreme Court.
She believes in our freedom to make our own decisions when it comes to abortion.
Extremists want to ban abortion,
even in cases of rape and the health of the mother.
Judge Janet Protasewicz is the change Wisconsin needs.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. Tempur-Pedic mattresses are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Right now, save up to $500 on adjustable base sets, plus get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Queen Tempur-Pedics start at just $38 per month when you use Steinhoffels 72-month financing. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
For back pain, I've always been a take two and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salonpas. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Wondering about remodeling? Fry Construction's interior design team is ready. Whether a refreshing facelift or a major renewal, your project deserves only the very best. And that's exactly what you get with Fry Interiors. We brought remodeling dreams to life for the folks who voted us Best of Madison's Best Kitchen and Bath Design. Ready to join them? Ready to get more comfortable? Ready for the best? From design through construction and after, we're with you every step of the way. Your next remodel starts at fryconstruction.com.
A former prosecutor, now circuit court judge, Janet Protasewicz. On the Supreme Court, she'll be a common-sense judge. She believes in abortion rights, fairness for all, and protecting public safety. Janet Protasewicz for Supreme Court.
Most of Wisconsin's neighbors have already legalized some form of marijuana, but what does the future hold here? We take a look at the latest studies, plus how a pop-up is featuring products from local black-owned businesses. That's coming up at 5.
For 20% of its victims, the fallout from concussion can last months or years.
It affects their work, their family life. It affects everything.
News 3 Now, Charlotte Deleste shares her personal battle with the invisible injury. Thursday at 10.
Yeah, looking at the President's weekend forecast is actually looking really nice right now. We're going to be 40 degrees for tomorrow with partly sunny skies and mild conditions. Sunday looks even warmer, more clouds, breezy conditions, but still overall much above average. And then President's Day, maybe a few flurries, but otherwise fairly still quiet through the Monday. That all changes next week. Just stay tuned for more updates as we get closer to the next event, which is a Wednesday, Thursday, and that could be quite a mess, you guys.
All right. Thanks for the warning. Monday here on Live at 4, we'll head to the movies with film critic Will Loper.
He'll tell us what movies top the box office and have suggestions on what to watch on screens big and small. That's coming up Monday on Live at 4.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
The Wisconsin Fishing Expo returns to the Alliant Energy Center in Madison February 24th through the 26th, stocked with over 330 booths, plus nearly every fishing boat imaginable. Load up with deals now. It's the Wisconsin Fishing Expo's largest seminar roster ever, with topics for almost any species, over 20 seminars. Check out kids' activities, including the trout pond, fish bingo, and bumper boats. Go to wifishingexpo.com for details. Sponsored by Wisconsin Outdoor News, Blackfish, Daiwa, Lucas Oil, Acme, the Big 1070, and Don's Marine.
Oh, the weather. What's the chance of rain tomorrow?
Ooh, 80%.
I make it rain. I make it rain. Speaking of making it rain, at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, we have an average 95% payout, which leads you to more chances of playing longer and more chances to win big. Play longer, win more, chances are you're gonna like it.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Backyard living season is coming soon. Coolview has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 15 to 25%. Cover your deck with a screen porch, an enclosed porch, or sunroom. If you have a screen porch, let us turn it into an enclosed porch. Shade your patio with a pergola or awning. All on sale now. Let Coolview show you how to tame your backyard blues. Call now for a quote before the sun sets on savings.
Get a new view from Coolview.
All right, team. We got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it.
4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Well, we've come to the end of another week. It's time to get ready for the weekend.
And to ease us into it, Louie and Oliver have compiled the best animal stories of the week. Here's the News Hounds.
Here's the News Hounds, Louie and Oliver, with their World News Roundup.
This week on the News Hounds, one happy hippo,
one old mouse,
and one busy mom.
But first, otter pups at the Milwaukee County Zoo seemed enthralled by the snow falling yesterday. The zoo was closed due to the winter storm. Shamrock and her 4 pups huddled together in their enclosure to watch the snow in front of them, seemingly not sure what they were seeing. North American river otters have thick protective fur to help keep them warm in the winter, and while swimming in cold waters, so winter doesn't bother them.
A trio of rare Sumatran tiger cubs born at the Adelaide Zoo in Australia are growing fast and feisty. The still unnamed 3 cubs, 1 male and 2 females, were born to mom Delilah on December 21st. Video shows the cubs climbing all over mom, using her tail as a chew toy, and play fighting with each other. Zookeepers say Delilah is such a doting mum. Remember, it's in Australia. Anyway, they say she's very patient with them, despite them using her as kind of play equipment. They add their little teeth and claws are getting pretty sharp now, but she puts up with the biting and climbing. They're hoping the little cubs will be able to meet their public in April. The arrival of the 3 is a significant addition to the population of the critically endangered tiger.
A tiny California mouse now has a big title after winning a Guinness World Record for longevity. A Pacific pocket mouse named Pat is the oldest living mouse in human care after reaching the ripe old age of 9 years, 209 days. Pat was born at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park in 2013 under a conservation breeding program. The Pacific pocket mouse, which weighs as much as 3 pennies, is the smallest mouse species in North America and gets its name from cheek pouches the animals use to carry food and nesting materials.
And finally, the Dallas Zoo posted this adorable video of baby hippo Callow enjoying some playful water time. Wait for the end, resident hippo Adana joins in too. The zoo says this water enrichment provided by the care team, the animals engaged with stimuli. It also just looks like a lot of fun.
And that's this week's edition of the News Hounds Now Update.
That's the way to spend the weekend. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here on Monday. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.